She could eat like concrete, she would be okay.
Hello and welcome to Hundbussen. Woohoo! I'm Janne.
I'm Julia.
And we are Hundbussen, the mobile doggy daycare.
Yes.
Now we are going to pick up the dogs.
Yes.
And Atari is here as usual.
Sleeping.
It's been a long time. Last episode was when we had our cave adventure.
Yeah.
But today's episode is about dog food. What dog food should you give to your dog?
And how much?
Yes. So we're going to cover up what dog food to eat, how much, and special dog needs, how to do if your dog is fat and so on. So let's go. So I said so many times. Okay. Where do we start? Atari. He's a small dog. Yes. He weighs around 3-4 kilos. He gets 1 deciliter of food every morning and every evening.
Yeah.
And that's okay for him. How much dog food do you give to your dog?
Peanut is almost the same size as Atari.
Yes.
But she's a little bit younger than Atari, so she gets like 1.5.
1.5?
Like 2 times a day.
Yeah.
And he gets senior food.
Yeah.
And Peanut gets mini adult food for small dogs. But,
yes.
Adult food.
Yeah. So you give them food twice a day?
Twice a day. And my big dogs, they eat the difference too, because I have 1 male and 1 female, and he's much bigger than she is.
Yeah.
And I have like a cup, like a teacup. And she gets 2 of those, like a big cup, 2 times a day, and he gets 3 because he's much bigger than she is, and he grows really much now because he's only 1 year old, and he's gonna grow till he's 3 years old. So he grows really much now.
Yeah, so it's very important to see how old your dog are.
Yeah.
For puppies need lots of food.
Yeah.
And normal dogs, normal, needs a certain amount. So you have to buy the right sort of food.
Yeah. And I give them, it's called Puppy Large for large breed dogs, because it's more fat in it than a regular puppy food for small dogs, because they're bigger and they have like bigger, like the joints and everything. It's like a little bit of different ingredients that's good for the joints, and because they weigh more. So.
And Atari's 9 years old, 10 kind of.
Yeah.
And he gets old dog's food. I mean, not super old dog, because now he gets low calorie dog food. But when a dog gets really old, they need high calorie food, because they might
need it
more, more energy, because they
are really old.
So the important thing is to buy the dog food in a not in a supermarket.
No.
They might have good food, but
it depends on your dog. Like Peanut can eat food from the supermarket. She could do that and be fine. Because her stomach is okay with that, and she could eat like concrete, she would be okay. But you get it, she's not sensitive. But if I give Våfflan supermarket food, because sometimes when I have been like out of food, I have bought like a little bag or something, like really fast, because I have to give them something, and she gets really bad in her stomach. She can't like handle that. So because it's almost all of the time it's really much like it can be weeds in it, and it's not good for dogs.
So there are so many types of special dogs, so it's better to go to the pet store.
Yeah, you can ask them, because they know what food you should get your dog. Because all breeds are different. All breeds are different.
All sizes needs different food, and same dog needs different food, different periods of their life.
Yeah. Because Udi right now he has grown really much on the height, so he's really skinny, like around the butt area, because he grows really much right now. So he like needs more food.
Yeah.
So.
And Udi is how old is he now?
Like 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah.
So still kind of growing.
Yeah, it's gonna grow to this tree because it's different because like small dogs grow fast. They're done much sooner. Like maybe when they're 1 year old or 1.5, they're done growing. But some big dogs, like my dogs, Alaska Malamute, they have grown. They're done when they're 3 years old, and I have noticed that really much on Wolfgang because now she's 2.5, and she looks really different now from when she was 2.
Yeah,
it's a really big difference. So
now we're gonna get Luffy.
Yes.
And then we're gonna talk about special dog. This is special. Okay, well we'll continue. So let's continue. The dogs come from wolves.
Yes.
So wolves eat like this. They are hungry. They are so hungry, and then they catch something to eat, and then they eat, and then they are very full.
Yeah, and they
then,
eat really, really much.
Yeah.
When they like really big meals. Is something open?
Yeah, the door is open.
Oh, it's closed.
So a wolf might eat like a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
Maybe every second day or every third day.
Yeah, and sometimes even less than that.
Yes. And many dog owners give their dogs food too often.
Yeah, like breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
And dogs are not meant to eat like that. Some dogs can eat 3 times a day and needs that.
Yeah.
But not like big portions like we eat. As like dogs are not humans.
So the important is to look at the package of the dog food and see so you don't overfeed your dog.
And you can ask someone like with the same breed as you have how much that dog eats
and even Google.
Yeah.
If you have a certain type of dog, Google it.
Yeah.
How much should it weigh? And
yeah, because some dogs can look skinny, but they should look like that because they're because they're maybe a slim like breed or something.
Yeah.
Like they're not skinny, they just look like that. Dogs are really different.
And if you have a dog that eats really fast, then you might maybe consider to give the dog like a food labyrinth, so it takes longer time. Or if you throw the food on the floor and it has to search for it.
Yeah, because if they inhale like a lot of air, they can get like stomach ache and everything and get bad, or they can puke up all the food if they eat too quickly.
Or even Atari is picky. So I give him, one good thing is I have 2 dogs, so I give them food at the same time, and then they eat because the other one eats. It's like a pack thing from the wolves. And then Atari is picky, so I put 1 candy, small teeny weeny candy inside, and then he searches for it, and then he starts to eat.
Yeah.
So all dogs have their different quirks of how to give them food on the right way.
Yeah, and if I would do that, like hide candy in the food, they would take the candy and not the food.
Yes, yes. So I have to check the special for your dog.
I can never give like candy and food at the same time.
Yeah.
Just food.
So what if your dog is overweight? What to do?
We read about it yesterday, and it said you should increase the food intake by like 80% or something, because dogs are not meant to be overweight. They do not feel good when they're overweight. Yeah. Because
they can get diabetes.
Yeah, and dogs like to run and swim and do like activities, and they like to move around, and
they can get depressed.
Yeah. So they should be able to always do that.
So take away 20%, not 80%.
Yeah.
80%, like and see what happens. It's not a good thing to do it very fast. Just slowly. And then from the beginning, read the package. How much should a dog eat?
Yeah, and maybe you should change the food, like to diet food or something. Yeah. Because maybe it's like too high in calorie for your dog in that kind of food.
Yes. Yeah, some dogs want to have a big stomach fill. So then you can buy low-calorie food. Yeah. And then get the stomach fill and then not the calories.
Yeah.
That can be a good thing.
Yes.
Is there any special? Yeah, we have made a video about what to not eat your dog, give your dog.
Yeah.
And that's important, because if you haven't watched that, go look for that, because you should never give the dog humans' food.
Yeah.
It's too salty, too sugary.
Yeah.
And we have lots of poisonous things for dogs, like onion and nuts and mushrooms, and that dogs shouldn't eat.
Yeah.
So don't give your dog ever human food if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, you can give your dog, if you know what your dog can handle, you
Yes.
can give your dog a sausage, or maybe, like, of course you can do that, or a meatball, it's okay, but you don't feed your dog with human food, because some people do that, like give the dog food and then they feed like really much leftovers for the dog too, and like you said, if it's like spicy or if it's much salt in it, it's not good for dogs.
And then also, don't give the dog too much treats.
No.
Of course you need to train the dog.
Yeah.
But the treats, it's not food.
No.
It's just for training.
Yeah.
And when training, it's good to have different sorts of treats.
Yeah.
For example, if you want the dog to get more attention, you should get the nicer sausage. I don't know. For the training. I think that covers up quite much.
Yeah.
Check your pet store and ask about the
ask what the dog should eat, and the age of the dog is important.
Yeah, age of the dog.
And the size.
And the size. And Google how much your dog should weigh.
Yeah.
And check with others that have the same.
Yeah.
Or of course, you bought the dog somewhere. Maybe you should ask.
Yeah, so sometimes when you get the dog from like a breeder, they give you like a special food. Like you can sometimes, when I bought my dogs, I got a food bag a little bit with me.
Yeah.
So I could like if I wanted to change food, I could use that food to mix with other food or continue with that food. So you can ask them what food they give their like adult dogs or whatever.
Sweet. I think that's all for this episode. Or do you have anything else?
No.
There is. I have one more. There is also raw food. Is very popular nowadays.
Yeah.
Some wants to. It's a little more expensive, but if you have money,
you can give that.
You can give raw food, which also gives. When you give raw food to your dog, it poops less.
Yes.
The poops gets much smaller.
Yeah, and blacker.
Darker. Yeah.
Yeah. It's because they like the high meat content in it.
Yeah.
I think so. You can give that, but it's more expensive. But if you want to give that, give that.
Yeah.
And you can give. I give my dogs not really often because it's like a treat. I give them frozen chicken. You can give frozen chicken, but not if it's cooked. You can never give.
Cooked chicken is no.
Cooked chicken is dangerous.
Yeah.
But in the pet store, you can buy chicken that is frozen and not cooked.
Yeah.
So I give that to my dogs. They like that really much, and it's good for them to eat like bones and chew and everything.
Yeah. And good for the teeth.
Yeah, but one thing is really important if you want to give bones to your dogs, and you should never buy like. When I give my dogs bones, I buy them like a chicken piece, like a really big one with bones in it, because they're used to get that, so they know how to eat it.
Yeah.
And if you want to give your dog that, you should start with smaller pieces first, because they have like chicken necks and they are like smaller. So you should never start with a big one because they don't know how to like consume it.
Oh yeah,
So
that's important.
Yeah, so you should. So they recommend to start with smaller ones, so they get used to chew on bones and. Like eat them, because it's really different from than if they have never eaten it before. You start with small ones and then you can give big ones.
Sweet.
Yes.
Well, let's wrap up this.
Yes, and I should get molle.
Now we are getting molle, and thanks for watching. We can make a small vid about what we did after this.
Yes.
After this, so hit the subscribe and like and
follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Yes, we have a new video there.
Bye. Good luck.